Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Hanukkah, and welcome to the launching of the Golani Association's campaign. We're very happy you've all joined us. My name is Reuven Ben-Shalom. I'm a reserve colonel in the IDF and former Israeli Air Force pilot. Yes, Air Force. So it is a great honor for me to offer some air support to the iconic warriorhood that is Golani. Brigade number 1. For all Israelis, the sentiments triggered by the name Golani resemble what every American may feel when mentioning the United States Marine Corps. Golani was established in 1948 and fought in all of Israel's wars since the War of Independence. A majority of new recruits to the IDF request to serve in Golani. There are seven applicants for each slot. A true reflection of the diversity of the Israeli society, it is one of the most highly decorated units in the IDF, considered the toughest and tasked with the toughest missions. The Golani Association is launching a fundraising campaign to help expand its activities, and I will elaborate on this in a moment. We are joined this evening by Major General Reserve Moshe Kaplinsky, Chairman of the Golani Association and former IDF Deputy Chief of the General Staff. We will meet 2 lone soldiers who made Aliya from the United States and hear about their service as Golani warriors. And Adir Schwarz, JGive's strategic advisor, will explain about the rules of the campaign. And finally, Lieutenant General Reserve Gabi Ashkenazi, former Minister of Foreign Affairs, IDF Chief of the General Staff, and Commander of Golani, will address us and light the 8th Hannukah candle. At the bottom of the screen, there is a barcode that will direct you to a link where you can write questions that we will address at the end of the evening. The link will also be posted in the chat. At the end of the event, we will dedicate some time to answer some of these questions. A few words about the Golani Association. The association was founded by Golani veterans in order to benefit the Golani family, the brigade's warriors, veterans, and fallen. The association directs its activities towards 3 main goals: caring for the welfare of warriors and veterans by providing assistance to lone soldiers and soldiers receiving welfare services, and granting scholarships to discharged soldiers. The second goal is commemorating Golani's fallen soldiers and accompanying the bereaved families. 1,480 Golani warriors have paid the ultimate price. And the last goal is preserving and instilling the Golani heritage and managing and developing the memorial and heritage site. The Golani Association is managed by 12 reserve commanders, all volunteers. It is a pleasure to welcome the chairman of the Golani Association, former Deputy Chief of the General Staff, Major General Reserve Moshe Kaplinsky.
Thank you very much, Reuven. I'm proud and excited to be here virtually with all of you, Golanchikim, Golani family, friends, and supporters. I'm happy to host the former IDF Chief of Staff and former Minister of Foreign Affairs, but most important, he is the former Golani Brigade Commander, Lieutenant General Gabi Ashkenazi. I'm proud to have with us Omer and Amitay, our lone soldiers, whom you will meet soon. As Reuven just told us, since it was established, Golani was always at the toughest, the most demanding, and the most dangerous battles and challenges. Tel Facher, the Hermon Mountain, the Beaufort Castle, Sajaiya were only part of it. The soldiers of Golani have been always there. 1,480 Golani soldiers were killed fighting for our security and for the existence and for ensuring the existence of the states of Israel. The soldiers of Golani Brigade, the veterans, the wounded, and their bereaved families deserve a lot from all of us. They deserve our support. They deserve our hugs and sympathy. Golani Brigade Association is always standing for them and for instilling the gorgeous legacy of Brigade Number 1, Golani Brigade. With your support, we can do much more. And please remember, they deserve it. I wish you an enjoyable evening. Thank you for your support and happy Hanukkah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General Kaplinsky, for your captivating words. There are many new immigrants who volunteer to serve in the Israel Defense Forces. Some of them left family and friends behind and are cared for by the IDF under the designation as Lone Soldiers. Let's meet Staff Sergeants Omer Lone and Amitay Lone, both of whom immigrated from the United States. Omer, let's start with you. Tell us where you're from, how you adjusted to life in Israel, and describe your service in Golani.
Hi, Reuven. Thank you. Well, my name is Omer Lone. I was born in Israel in 2001, and my family decided to move to America, to specifically Cherry Hill, New Jersey, in 2003. I was raised there. I went to public school. I enjoyed life there. I had many friends. I had a lot of Jewish friends. But I always had that one part inside of me that told me that this is not my home. I always knew that at the end of the day, I would be raising my children in Israel, and I always knew that I wanted to live in Israel no matter what. I would go back every summer that once we got off for summer break from school, I went to Israel for the whole summer. I stayed with family. My sister also made Aliya in 2013. So that gave me a lot of reason, that gave me more reason to wanting to move there, because I was able to experience a lot from her experience after making Aliya and serving in the army. And then when I turned 18, when I graduated high school in 2019, I decided that I'm going to make Aliya and that I'm going to serve in the military, and I want to be in Golani, and this is exactly what I need in my life, and this is what is going to push me forward. And then me and Amitay, we both made Aliya with Gabi, which is basically a program that helps you draft and really just gives you all the support that you need. And then we made Aliya, and we lived in the north for a while. We lived there for about a year, and then we moved out. And eventually we drafted to Golani. I drafted to Golani on December 5th of 2019. So this is actually a 2-year reunion, if you guys want to call it that. And I've loved every second of it. I've been through the mud and the dust and the forest and whatever you want, and I have loved every second of it. I have made the most amazing friends that I will ever make. I've met incredible people. Now looking back at my high school days, I realized that this is my home and that living in America just wasn't for me. And being a lone soldier is tough. My parents living halfway across the world is not easy, but I know that Amutat Golani has my back no matter what, and I know that I can count on them, and I know that I'm never alone. I know that I can come to them with any problems that I have, and I can reach out to them whenever I want, and I will always have someone to talk to. And during the holidays, we get gift cards that make it super easy to go and get food and get anything that I need for my apartment. That's really like it just gives you so much more motivation, because you know that you have people behind your back and you know that you're not alone. I've met many lone soldiers who have it really difficult, who are really alone. And They also, I've talked to them about the gift cards and everything that Amutad Golani has to offer. And there's not one person that can say that they don't like it, because there's nothing to not like. They give you all the support that you need, and they really just offer you everything. Being a lone soldier is extremely hard. I have to go home let's say I get out on a Friday morning and I have to go back to base Sunday. I have to go home, I have to cook, I have to clean, I have to do everything alone. And Amutad Golani just gives you all the motivation to do that. The fact that I get a 600 shekel gift card on holidays, I know that I can go and it just gives you more opportunities to do everything that you need to get everything that you need done. So overall, yeah, that's my story. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Omer. Of course, you're saying Amutat Golani, Hebrew for the Golani Association, and it's amazing how the physical side of it is one part, but the emotional completes it, of course, and it's an amazing story. Thank you. Amitay, would you tell us your personal story, please?
Yes, I'd like to. Thank you very much, Reuven. So my story is actually similar to Omer's. I was born in Israel, and at a very young age, at the age of 4, my family moved to America. I grew up in Rockville, Maryland. I was in the Israeli Scouts there for a little bit. I had a few Jewish friends, Israeli friends, American friends. But I always knew I was going to come back to Israel. Always had that feeling in me, always knew I'm moving back to Israel. I'm going to the army. I'm not going to college. This is what I'm doing with my life. I heard about Golani Soldiers. That's how I decided I was going to make Aliya. That's where I met Omer as well, where we connected. Moved to Israel in the summer of 2019. We lived in a kibbutz in the north for about a year and 3 months. We had a great assimilation period where we got to learn how to live like Israelis, see the country, not more tourists, but more like locals, get to really experience the country as residents and really value other sides of it. And then came the time to draft around November, and I only wanted Golani. My grandfather was in Golani. It's all you hear about in Israel. Everyone knows Golani. I said that's the only way I'm going. Draft day came, December 2019. I drafted along with Omer and other friends. We got to the 13th Battalion. Basic training, advanced training, went through everything. Commander's course. Today we're 2 years in the Army. After passing a lot of different, very interesting experiences and having a lot of fun and meeting very great people. I wouldn't trade anything else for it. I would do it all over again if I could. And yeah, much like Omer said, being a lone soldier is a very difficult thing. Being in the Army is one thing, that being very difficult, as you're not a civilian anymore. You're a combat soldier in a very difficult system, in a very difficult reality. And on top of that, you go home and you don't have your mom who makes food for you and does your laundry and has everything ready for you. You have to go home with the minimal salary that you have, and you have to go and you have to do everything yourself. And just knowing you have things like the Golani Association behind you, it's like having a family away from your family. Our parents are there. They can't always be there to hug us and give us this love and warmth. But knowing there's people out there that do care about us and do want to help us with what they can, it's an amazing feeling. It really makes you feel like you're really giving something to the Jewish nation and to Israel, and that's exactly what we came here for. It's that specific purpose. Yeah, we couldn't appreciate it more. Everyone, it gives everyone a great feeling. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much. Happy holidays.
Well said. Staff Sergeants Omer and Amitay, thank you so much for your service, and thank you for sharing your personal stories with us. I must say that it's heartwarming and reassuring to see that these are the defenders of Israel. Thank you. I now invite Adir Schwarz, JGive's strategic advisor, to explain the rules of the campaign.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege for me to be here. My name is Adir. I have the privilege to be working at JGive, which is Israel's largest crowdfunding platform. We are a non-profit ourselves. Our mission is to encourage giving and to add more and more people to the circles of giving in Israel. We do it to strengthen social solidarity in Israel and to expand the culture of giving in Israel, both in Israel and in the Jewish diaspora. We are soon celebrating our 1 millionth donor, not donation, donor, and we are very proud to do what we do. It's important to explain a few things about us before we continue forward. And the most important thing for me to explain is that JGive is an Israeli charity, and thus we have a sister organization of sorts, a Friends of organization, if you're familiar with the terms. It's called Friends of a Sore Fund. We are a Sore Fund, okay, JGive, Friends of a Sore Fund. And it's a certified charity also in the States. It's recognized by the IRS as a 501c3, which makes donating through JGive, donating via JGive, donating with our platform, tax deductible in the States, which is a huge plus that we have the pleasure to offer to the charities and to the social organizations that use our platform, and the Golani Association included. This means that donating to this campaign is fully tax deductible, and you will receive automatically the correct invoice that you need in order to manage your tax affairs and to get tax deduction for your kind donations. The campaign page looks like this. I'm going to explain now how do you donate, what are the options for donating, and please, I remind you that if you have any questions whatsoever, you can feel free to ask. I assume that the QR code is going to be soon on the screen again, and you can and the link is also in the chat, and you can of course ask any question that you might have. And we'll make everything clear for you. So by clicking the Donate Now button on the campaign page, you will receive the link to the campaign page later this night after we will finish lighting the candles. A pop-up of sorts will open, this kind of pop-up. You can choose any amount you wish to donate, from $5 to the sky's the limit. And every donation counts, because this is the beauty of a crowdfunding campaign. I think there's a place for anybody, and anyone and can pledge and donate whatever they want, and everything is very much welcome. You can of course leave a comment. We will make sure to pass on your comments to the Golani Soldiers out in the terrain. You can donate either publicly or anonymously, however you want, and of course make sure that you donate in dollars in order to get a tax deductible receipt in the States. You will need to fill out billing information, of course, in order to get the automatic receipt. Nothing too long, as easy as any other purchasing process you have done in the internet. And you can donate by credit card, and any of the standard credit cards will work. And that is the recommended option. Okay, the best option is to donate by credit card. It's by far the easiest. Another option is to donate by wire transfer, and as you know, we cannot show publicly our bank accounts information. So if you choose the payment method wire here at the end of the donating process, you will receive this reference number, and if you send it to our support email, they will kindly answer you with our information. Maybe they will require some identification, and this is in order to protect our bank account. And another option is to donate by checks. You will receive this information later on from us, but you can send it by post, by email to our US address, which is in Lakewood, New Jersey, or to our Israel address, which is, of course, in Jerusalem. And we will cash the checks, and of course, you will receive the invoice, the receipt, likewise, as if you have done it in wire transfer or with a credit card. If you donate by check, please just include a signed note stating that you wish to donate to the Golani Association specifically, so we will know to be sure to allocate your donation to the correct place. And of course, you will receive the invoice that looks exactly like this. And as you can see, it has everything you need for the IRS. And this is about the donating options in our platform. And I want, on behalf of JGive and myself, to say thank you so much. This campaign is super exciting. I want to tell you that you are our, let's say, you know, in the Bible, there's a Nachshon. You are the first, but soon, the entire state of Israel is going to be speaking about Golani, 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 because we're going to be everywhere in Israel with this campaign. And to have you supporting us from there, it means everything. And thank you so much for being with us here tonight.
Thank you, Adir. You'll be back with us to answer some questions at the end. And now let's watch the campaign video. It's in Hebrew, but with English subtitles.
ביום הקמת המדינה, חיילים של גולני נמצאים במקומות המורכבים ביותר, והמסובכים ביותר, והתובעניים ביותר. חיילים של החטיבה הזאת הפכו אותה למה שהיא, חטיבת העם, החטיבה של המדינה, החטיבה של כולנו.
חטיבת גולני קם קודקוד, עם ישראל כולו מאחורינו, ונושא עיניו לחטיבת גולני.
עמותת גולני הוקמה על ידי לוחמי ומפקדי העבר. העמותה עוסקת בהנחלת המורשת המפוארת של חטיבת גולני, בהנצחת החללים מיום הקמתה ועד היום, בעזרה ללוחמים, חיילים בודדים ומלגות ללימודי הנדסה אחרי השחרור.
חטיבת גולני מגייסת לשורותיה את כל החברה הישראלית על כל גווניה. העמותה בעצם נותנת לי תווים בחגים באופן יומיומי ושוטף, וגם נותנת לי את המענה הנפשי והרגשי שכל חייל צריך, בין אם זה לחבר בין חייל בודד למפקדי העבר בחטיבה.
במלחמת יום הכיפורים שירתתי בגולני כקצינה, ומאז היא בלב שלי. צעיר בני דניאל הגיע לגולני אחרי התעקשות גדולה מאוד שבה הוא רוצה לשרת, נפל כחייל שמח ומאושר. רוב המשפחות דיברו על הצורך לעשות את האתר מתקדם, שהוא יהיה מואר כדי שיוכלו לראות את אורם של בנינו. כאם שכולה אני יודעת שההנצחה והקשר שלנו עם גולני, מפקדיה ולוחמיה, אי אפשר לתאר את חשיבותו במילים.
סביבי בטכניון יש לא מעט אנשים עם המון רקע טכנולוגי ומדעי שקיבלו ביחידות הסייבר ויחידות המודיעין ששירתו בהם. פה מלגת גל נכנסת לתמונה. היא עוזרת לנו, ללוחמים, להדביק את הפער שצברנו במהלך השירות הצבאי שלנו. זו תחושה נהדרת לדעת שיש את אותם אנשים, אותם מפקדים שמשקיעים ולא שוכחים אותך ואיתך לאורך כל הדרך.
אחיי, אני קורא לכם להיכנס יחד איתנו מתחת לאלונקה. יחד נסתער על היעד, למען גולני שלנו.
כאן קודקוד יפה מאוד, עבודה יפה.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is the last night of Hannukah, a holiday of light and miracles. We're happy to be concluding the holiday together with you. Last Tuesday, there was a moving candle lighting ceremony at Golani's basic training camp. Let's watch it together.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק של חנוכה. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, שעשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. הנרות הללו שאנו מדליקים, הנרות הללו שאנו מדליקים, על הניסים ועל הנפלאות ועל התשועות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו, שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם, בימים ההם, בימים ההם בזמן הזה.
Unbelievable. And now I am honored to introduce Lieutenant General Reserve Gabi Ashkenazi, former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Chief of the IDF General Staff, and of course, Commander of the Golani Brigade. General, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Reuven. Hello, everyone in Israel. I want to thank you for having me tonight. It's really a pleasure and an honor to join this campaign and ceremony, and we have the privilege to participate in Hannukah, lighting the last candle, actually, of this holiday. But above all, I want to thank Ziv and Talia for opening their home and hosting us and putting together all this equipment and making this this happen. Thank you for the Amutah. As a veteran of Golani, I'm really excited when I have to speak about the Golani Brigade, but we don't have enough time for that. We need more than 8 days just to speak about it. But I think it's very important to give the soldiers the feeling, which is most important to them, that they are not alone. Soldiers who are going into battle wants to know that the entire state is behind them. When they turn their head and they see the lights of the kibbutzim and moshavim that they are going to protect, and the people is behind them, that gives them the most important, I think, support to the soldiers. So I think it's our obligation today as a veteran of Golani Brigade, and in that regard, the Association of Golani doing a great job, is to make sure that we, first of all, remember and commemorating the fallen soldiers of the Golani Brigade. Since the Golani Brigade is the first brigade of Golani, they have paid the highest price, more than any other brigade in the state of Israel. They participated in all the wars since the 48. They are the guardian angel of this country. So we have to commemorate the soldiers, to embrace their family, to help to the wounded soldiers to fight the daily fight, to recover, to get back to normal life, and to help the lonely soldiers and other soldiers who have difficulties in daily life. That's why we have the association. That's why this campaign is so important. I'm very proud to be part of it as an ambassador, and I'm sure that we are going to be successful in achieving the goal that the chairman of the association, General Kaplan, my friend, just told me. It's a unique brigade. It's the country brigade. It's the brigade of Am Yisrael. But most importantly, I think this is a brigade that really is the melting pot of the society. There's a lot of talking about Israel as a young country where people came from all over the places. I think Golani demonstrates the melting pot of Israel. You can get an equal opportunity in this brigade, regardless of your gender, religious, color, or whatever. That's what I got when I became a soldier in Golani Brigade. So I think we own a lot to this brigade, who are standing on the wall and keep us safe every day. So we own them, and it's our commitment, I think, to assist them as they doing this service. So I once again thanks everyone who attend these event. And in advance, everyone who wants to help these soldiers, I'm thanking him on behalf of the brigade, the soldiers, and the association. So thank you for joining the event, and I'm sure you'll be effective in helping us to help to the soldiers. So thank you very much, Ziv, Talia, the Amutah, and those who made the time to join the event. Thank you very much.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Hannukah. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim la'avoteinu bayamim hahem b'zman Ma'oz tu Yeshuati lechana el shabeach tikol betefilati b'shan kol ha'ezabeach ekakim arbeach mitzoram kabeach az egmor b'shir mizmor Hannukah hamizbeach az egmor b'shir mizmor Hannukah hamizbeach.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Gabi. Thank you, Talia.
Thank you, General Gabi Ashkenazi, and a huge thanks to the CD family for your warm hospitality and for facilitating this. We were going to answer your questions, but you didn't post any. But that's easy because Adir did such a great job in explaining it. There's nothing to ask. But I'm sure that if there are questions, they will be thoroughly answered by the association offline. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we conclude this evening's program. On behalf of the Golani Association, thank you for your time, for your attention, for your partnership, and for your contribution to our mission. Please use the barcode and link to the campaign page. The association strives to expand its reach, and we cannot do it without your help. Thank you, good evening, and happy Hanukkah, everyone.